Mark Thompson here with Gordon Kaye, the illustrious CEO of USA Table Tennis. We're here in beautiful Colorado Springs, Colorado at the headquarters, national headquarters of USATT. But in a little bit, Gordon, we're going to be traveling south and east. We're headed down to Orlando, Florida, which will be equally or maybe even more beautiful than Colorado Springs right now in December for the 2018 US Open Table Tennis Championships. Looking forward to a beautiful time in Orlando.
First time going down there for USATT, and really looking forward, Mark, at least I know we've been talking about this, escaping a little bit of the December cold. Orlando is beautiful in December. Sun should be shining 60 to 70 degrees every day. So really looking forward to going to Orlando.
I know we're going to be talking table tennis, but when you talk Orlando, it's hard not to talk about all the attractions, Gordon. Over 30 major attractions there. I know my daughter's favorite, Discovery Cove, where you get to swim with the dolphins. Down there, lots of things to do. So when you come down to play some table tennis, you're going to have a little extra time to enjoy one of the great cities of America.
And the great thing about the location, the Orlando Convention Center, Orange County Convention Center, very centrally located to a lot of attractions. I think we're going to be 7.5 miles away from Disney, about 8 miles away from Universal Studios. I'm looking forward to fireworks every night. I've talked to the people at Disney. They told us that the fireworks every night in Orlando while we're down there are for the US Open of table tennis.
Well, maybe people will be able to celebrate a few of their medals that they win in the US Open with some fireworks. Let's talk a little bit about the Orange County Convention Center. Beautiful building, first of all. It is going to be a pleasure to play there in this event because all of the floors, all of the court are going to have rubberized flooring there for the US Open.
Yeah, we're really pleased with the facility. It's a modern, state-of-the-art facility. You know, Mark, you and I have been working on some lighting issues, but we're going to have those resolved. We're very excited that all 136 of our tables are going to have really good quality flooring. So the tournament conditions should be fantastic. Hopefully we don't have to turn on the air conditioning. Hopefully it's cool enough down there to not turn on the air conditioning.
I don't know, it might be nice in December to have a little warmth where we need some air conditioning.
But if we have to, they've hosted a lot of sporting events down there. The airflow issues that you typically would run into in a facility that needs to be air conditioned, they have air distributors, so we don't think that those are going to be issues. So really looking forward. It's a modern, beautiful facility, bright, sunny in the foyers and courtyards. So we're really excited to be down there. And then with the Rosen Center and the Rosen Plaza, both physically attached to the convention center, literally, you don't have to leave the place. You don't have to leave the facility to enjoy yourself.
Oh my God, we're talking about the U.S. Open, the premier event on American soil. The great thing about it,
I think arguably in all of North America. It's the biggest table tennis event in all of the Americas, but really the premier event in North America.
The great thing about it, everybody can play. International players, American born, doesn't matter. It's open to everybody. What's great about this event, I think, is that everybody has an opportunity to be a U.S. Open champion.
Yeah, so the great thing about it is it doesn't matter where you're from. I mean, we know that we've got players coming from Uzbekistan. Bhutan yesterday reached out to us. A large contingent coming from Japan. We always have Chinese
reigning champion. Both were Japanese in last year's U.S. Open.
I know that we've got at least one, if not more than that, top 50 players coming from Europe, top 50 in the world players. So there's a great mix of players, but even for the recreational player, even for the beginner or the intermediate, there's an opportunity to participate in the U.S. Open and feel like you're a champion. It doesn't matter if you're the number 10 player in the world or the number 10 million player in the world. We have an event for you in Orlando at the U.S. Open.
Along those lines, we would be remiss, Gordon, if we did not recognize and really congratulate Kanak Jha, the reigning national champion, of course, for the Royals. Three-time national champion.
For USA Table Tennis, not the Royals.
Right. I was about to say the reigning Royals. Another story. Of course, Amy Wong as well, going down for Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires. And both of them performed excellently, but Kanak Jha comes back with the bronze medal. He and his coach, Stefan Feth, great job down there. Congratulations to them. I do expect Kanak to be there on the 16th of December through the 22nd when we're having the U.S. Open.
I would hope so. And Kanak literally making history. Kanak every time, seems like every week we're reading something else about another barrier he's breaking down. Best finish ever for us in the Youth Olympic Games with Amy. Had an unbelievable run to come in 5th place also. Let's also not forget we've got other players doing great things around the world as well. Jennifer Wu Yue last week beat number 17 in the world.
Wow.
Our hope is that she'll be in the top 60 to 65 in the world by the time we hit the U.S. Open. Lily will be graduating from college and going to play overseas, so there are a lot of things happening on the able-bodied side. I also literally, Mark, just before we sat down, checked the results from the World Para-Table Tennis Championships, and Jensen Van Emberg and Ian Seinfeld are literally,
those guys are playing great,
unbelievable. I think Jen's had an amazing run, eventually lost to number 7 in the world, but for a 17-year-old kid, the results we're seeing from him and also Ian are really incredible. And our hope, obviously, our expectation is both of them will be there as well.
All right, looking forward to a great lineup, but of course, as we said, the U.S. Open is open to everybody. The new format. I mean, there's obviously different opinions on the format, but there's a serious intent behind this format that looking at it to kind of simplify things, to reduce the number of conflicts, to make your day more fun, more interesting, more competitive matches.
Yeah, and also not just your day, your whole tournament experience. So we've spent a good 6 months, Mark, and you were involved in this process, looking at the tournament experience for the elite player, for the recreational player, for the rating player, for the age player. And what we were trying to do is really try and create a better tournament experience for everybody. And that starts event 73, which is the tiered rating event. People will note that we no longer have rating events. What we tried to do was create a scenario where somebody could play more matches of consequence. When I say matches of consequence, that means matches against people at or about their level. What we were observing in a lot of our events is that you would play one rated event, for example, that you were competitive in, and maybe another that you were moderately competitive in, but beyond, really, unless you were playing just out of your head or really not at the right rating level, you were playing maybe 4 or 5 matches against players of your playing, not ability, but at or about your playing level, right? Or your developmental
Which is
level.
what makes it fun. When you're playing those competitive matches, lopsided on either side isn't
It's not fun for either player, right? And so what we tried to do is create a format where you could play a lot of matches of consequence, matches that meant something, that were more fun, more competitive. And I think that we've done a pretty good job of that. So that tiered event, what's amazing about it is it's tiered after tiered after tiered. Which I think should be a lot of fun. It should be very competitive. You're going to get a lot of matches in that event. One other thing we also noticed was in a lot of our age events, they were one and done. Particularly as you got older in the age spectrum, in the age spectrum, we would play. It would be single elimination. So a player, for example, Mark, of my ability, which is not much ability, but player of my ability would play in the over 40s or over 50s that were both single elimination, and we would play one match and we would be done. So we've completely renovated our age events now, learning from the WBC. So now you'll play in a round robin. Everybody in the round robin advances to a form of single elimination. The top 2 would advance to the championship, the bottom 2 advance to the single elimination. So everybody playing in their age events now has a chance to win something.
All right, first we got to say, still a lot of time to get the early bird pricing. That's not going. It's going to go until November 9th, and we're here in the 3rd week of October, taping this right now. And obviously, there's that initial decision of whether there's a 2-track performance or 2 tracks of the U.S. Open. One is the elite track, one's the performance track. I think that people can pretty easily identify originally which track that they will be playing in at the U.S. Open.
There's an area where it may be a little bit confusing. The 2,500 level player may want to play in the elite track, may want to play in the performance track. It's really sort of up to them. But we've tried to create options that you can create a tournament experience that you want. So if you're a 2,500 level player, 2,550 level player, and you want to play a lot of matches and you don't want to play in an SE format against some of the top players in the world, you can still play in the performance track. If you're a Canuck Ja, really, we've created this elite track so that you really can focus on playing a limited number of events, but you're going to play within essentially your playing level and playing ability. So we tried to create options. The other thing, Mark, I left out that I'm really excited about is that if you want to play doubles, you can show up and enter. which a problem that we have had through the years was a lot of people want to play doubles, but they don't have somebody, a partner to play with. So literally now, the day before an event starts, up until I think we said noon on the day before, you can register for doubles. And I think that's a huge advantage for people who want to come, want to play doubles, but didn't necessarily have a partner to play with.
You know, and you mentioned the elite track and the performance track here and the age groups, and there really essentially are the opportunity for all ages to perform in the elite track. I mean, there had to be a cutoff at some point where certain age groups in that elite track, but there is this opportunity to compete against persons within your own age category, both on the elite track and on the performance track.
Yeah, and again, it's all about creating experiences based on the player and based on the participant, and trying to look, and you know, certainly, Mark, there are going to be some players that fit into this sort of area that's not specific to them. But what we really tried to do is look at the experience from a bunch of different players' standpoint, and how do we improve that experience. So again, for the intermediate player, right, or the recreational player, or the player coming to the U.S. Open for the first time, how do we make sure you have a great experience? How do we make sure you're playing against people that you could and should be playing against as many times as possible? And I think, again, I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
Let's talk a little bit about, just try to simplify for a person who is coming in, and you know, we've talked about the dates already. On December 16th, which is a Sunday, there's going to be a ratings event for somebody who does not have a USATT rating, is going to be able to come in and get how will that occur? How will actually the ratings event occur?
So there are a couple of things happening on Sunday the 16th. So all of our para events will be played in the afternoon on the 16th. We did that specifically so that our para players could experience the full U.S. Open without taking away from dedicated para events. Typically, our para events would be mixed in with our other events, but we wanted to give our para players the opportunity to participate in those other events as well. So we moved the para event to Sunday. The rating estimation event is, Mark, you're correct, it's for players who don't have ratings, but anyone can participate. And actually, we'd like to encourage as many people to participate as possible, because if you think about it, Mark, it's hard to figure out a rating for somebody if they're not playing somebody who's rated.
Right.
So it's not a formal tournament. It'll be more of a play 3 or 4 matches against people, try and mix in and see where they are. We'll have people who are there both recording results and also watching play. The rating event is a non-USATT rated event, the rating estimation event. So you're not going to get a rating from that event. You're not going to win or lose rating points from that on the event. What you're going to do is you're going to get an estimated rating so that for the events for the rest of the week, we can put you in the right place, or approximately the right place. And again, for players who already have ratings, or for people, it's a fun warm-up event. You have nothing to lose. It's a chance to just come out and play some matches, get them out of the way. If you're like me, I've never won the first match of a tournament before, so it's a chance to come out and do that. Get used to the facility, get used to the conditions, all those sorts of things, and have a little fun along the way.
Tournament kicks off on Monday the 17th. Give me an idea of what my week would be like if I were trying to, be as active as possible. Maybe not overdo it, but just be as active a player as possible.
So again, our goal is to try and get you playing every day. And so we've structured, and John Miller, our tournament director, has done a wonderful job structuring the event so that a typical player will play every day. A minimum of 5 matches a day, and depending on how many more events they want to enter into. So Monday morning at 9 o'clock, we start off on the performance track. We start off with the rating estimate with the tiered event. You'll play 5 matches in a giant round robin group. That will start at Monday at 9. In the afternoon, we do some age doubles events. Then Tuesday, 9 o'clock, tiered rating event based on your performance from day 1. Afternoon rating doubles events. And I think we've mixed in, I don't have the schedule in front of me, we've also mixed in some age singles events also. Wednesday, same thing. Based on your performance on Tuesday, you'll be put in another group. You'll play another giant round robin group on Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, age doubles, age singles. Then Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, we'll play some limited single elimination matches in the tiered event. Then we get into Thursday, and on Thursday we're playing age singles and age doubles. We also have some classic table tennis events that are sprinkled in there as well throughout the week. So the goal is to get people playing all week.
And of course, it all leads up to the men's and women's singles finals, and we're still kind of evaluating where the actual final table will be held, but it's always an exciting event, Gordon, at the U.S. Open when you get final table.
Yeah, and one other thing that's really important for people coming in from out of town, and I've had a lot of requests about flights. Most of our events will go into Saturday, so don't think that you can leave Saturday morning if you plan on winning something. Other than the tiered events, generally a good rule of thumb is if an event starts on one day, it will likely end the day after, except for the events that start on Saturday. And I've had a lot of questions from people like, can you send me the event schedule? It's really hard to determine the event schedule until we know the number of participants. So in general, it's good to plan to stay through Saturday afternoon. I encourage everybody, Mark, to stay at the Rosen Center or the Rosen Plaza. Personally, if it was me, I would stay at the Rosen Center because it's a little bit closer. There's great food in the hotel. But if you want to venture out a little bit, the Rosen Plaza is, I would say, about a quarter-mile walk indoors through the convention center, air-conditioned if you need it. It's a little closer to the entertainment district that's out there in International Plaza, International Drive. So we have two great options. Mark, you and I have seen the Rosen Center. Beautiful hotel.
It really is.
It really is a beautiful hotel. And good food in the hotel. There's a nice small pool. By the way, if the pool is important, you bring your family, stay at the Rosen Plaza. I think the Plaza pool is a little bit better. Also, again, it's a little closer to the entertainment district. Also, if you stay in a hotel, we will get you to and from the airport, one per room. It's very important. So if you're sharing a room, one person will get the airport transfers. And again, once you're there, once you're in the system, you really, unless you're going to go to Disney, Epcot, or one of the I think there's a SeaWorld down there, there's Universal Studios.
Just about everything down there.
Unless you're going to venture off-site, you literally don't have to leave the complex.
Yeah, it is Orlando. You want to come early and stay late. One of the reasons, we haven't really formally disclosed this yet, but we'll go ahead and talk about it just a little bit. Before the event even occurs. Now, registration is going to start on Saturday. That's the 15th of December. That's going to be at 3 p.m. We're going to open up registration. We encourage people to come early, get registered, and avoid the long lines. And, of course, on the 16th, on Sunday, we'll be registering people as well, and all the way through.
And we'll be open for practice all day on Sunday, which is typically something we haven't done. Usually we don't open for practice until 3 o'clock. We have a limited practice schedule. The plan right now is that we'll be open all day from 9 a.m. all day for practice.
I want to encourage people to come even earlier because on Friday night, Gordon, we're planning something that, at least in my tenure here, that we've not done, but we're planning. We're still got several of the details to work out, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Down in Orlando, we're going to have a street party with outdoor table tennis going on and try to encourage the entire Orlando community to get a flavor of what the U.S. Open is about, what really elite level or high quality table tennis is about, by bringing it right out into the streets.
Yeah, so it's been fun working with the team down in Orlando because the city seems to be embracing that we're coming here with the U.S. Open. I've already gotten several requests. How do I buy tickets? How do I come out and watch? We've got TV stations that are lined up to come out and cover the event. So Jason and Brent and Kyle and the team down in Orlando have done a great job setting the table for really introducing USA Table Tennis to Orlando, but more importantly, introducing Orlando to USA Table Tennis and to a higher level of ping pong. The Friday night event, we think it's a great chance to showcase our sport and a great chance to get people interested in coming out to watch the US Open.
Well, I want to encourage people to sign up right now. Obviously, I noted that we've extended the early bird entry deadline. It's all the way till November the 9th, but why wait? Do it right now. Of course, the actual deadline, I do want to say this, is December 1st. It has to be a hard deadline because we have to give our great tournament directors, John Miller and Mary Para, who work so hard with us, to give them an opportunity to set that schedule so that we do need some cutoff. But why wait? Do it right now. I also want to emphasize, if you have any questions at all about the tournament, we're here at headquarters. We're in Colorado Springs. Feel free to call us at any time. My cell phone's easy to find on the website. I know yours is as well, Gordon. Of course, Ethan Fig has done a great job, and Ethan actually made the tour of Florida, trying to get the Florida natives, get them ready to go for the tournament in there. And it seemed like there was a great response from the state of Florida.
Yeah, and I think, again, the community, I think, will show out, come out and support this. So we've talked a long time at USATT about growing the sport and growing interest in the sport. I think Orlando is going to be a great home for this, and they're excited to have us. We're excited to go there. I'm excited to play in it.
Oh,
in the new format.
Is that a disclosure here, Gordon? You are playing in it?
I will make the prediction that I will end up in the lowest
I'm going to make a prediction right here that I am not going to be playing in it. Okay?
And I'll make another prediction that no matter what age events I'm in, I will be in the consolation single elimination.
Well, you might talk me into doing it then.
But you know what, Mark? This is the great thing about table tennis, about ping pong, whatever you want to call it. It's a sport for everyone. Everyone can enjoy playing it. Everybody can have fun doing it. So we encourage. It's such a unique opportunity to come out and play in the U.S. Open. It's not like I can show up to Flushing Meadows and play in the U.S. Open, or I don't know where the golf
Wingfoot,
is.
or I guess that's at Pebble Beach this year.
It's such a unique opportunity to play in an event like this, and so encourage everybody to show up and not just participate, but enjoy their participation.
Well, Gordon, I want to say to you, thank you for this opportunity to be a part of USA Table Tennis and the people that we get to meet every day. It's been a real pleasure. I think I'm on my 1-year anniversary with the organization here, starting up in about a week or so. I want to thank you, and the great job that you and everybody else.
Well, you're part of it, Mark.
Well, the board of directors get some great leadership here, and as the people know, we're soliciting opinions and ideas and trying to move USATT forward in a very positive and upbeat direction. See if we can't push this sport to a point where it becomes so popular it's just a tidal wave of table tennis.
So here's the interesting thing, Mark, and hopefully, again, people are not just our hardcore players, but our casual players that are out there watching this also. It is a sport that literally can be enjoyed by anyone, at any time, and any place. And so if we can translate that into coming out to the U.S. Open, and it doesn't matter whether you're as a player or as a participant, as a spectator, as a coach, as a guest of somebody, you're there just to have fun, you're there to get over 2,000, whatever the reason is.
And don't overlook, you meet a lot of people as well with similar interests, and you're going to meet people from all over the world, which I've found in this experience has been very rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that at World Veterans this year we had we had 100 countries.
Yeah.
Uzbekistan was not one of them, and Bhutan was not one of them. So
add that to the list.
Add it to the list of more countries. And we are the largest international federation in the world. 226 countries participate in the ITTF. It's such a great opportunity, as you said, to be a part of a community. We're all a little bit different, right? We're ping pong players, we're table tennis players. So come out and be a part of the community. Be there to celebrate our great sport.
Well, Gordon, thank you very much for stopping by, speaking with us. I want to thank you folks who have had the opportunity to watch. I want to encourage you again, get your entry form in now for the 2018 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. See you in Orlando, Florida in December.